out of that courtroom so fast.
Okay. All right, tell me where we are. What did we do in the last 2 weeks to get your business going, grow and go? What what have we been up to? Sorry again, I wasn't here last week. I was teaching Armed Women in America, and so we're back here today. So you have 2 weeks of work. What did we get done?
I did a bunch of ads between Google and Facebook. Um, I wasn't really getting much traction. I had my parameters set to where it was um 18 or 21 to 65 plus. And then I noticed I boosted a post that I had, and I had like 10 times the traction on that one post that I ever have. And it was just me going to a local diner with a goofy signs on the walls, and there was one about, we encourage firearm carrying in this establishment. And like it spoke to me, and I just took a quick picture because someone told me I should go in there because it's my kind of place. And but I haven't seen anything materialize from it, class wise or student wise.
In your post, did you have links to book a class? Was it tagged correctly?
It must not have been. No, it must not have been because I didn't. No, I didn't. I wasn't. I posted it under my business, Facebook, because I wanted to at least have it go to the right, area. But no, I did not put. I just put like a caption, my kind of place, or something like that to that effect.
Mhm.
So
So I would put whatever you want, your caption, and then underneath I would put your website, your phone number,
mhm,
any hashtags. I would hashtag your business name,
mhm,
um, hashtag second amendment, stuff like that.
mhm.
CCW. Yeah, I would tag all your posts, which I didn't really start doing probably till like this year. So like I never was on YouTube before until I started um doing this training, because I'm not a big I don't I don't like YouTube, but all my posts on there, I put all my tags, all my business stuff, my contact information, things like that. So you can probably go back into that and tag it. So people make it really easy the key is to make it really easy to find you and book a class.
Mhm. Gotcha.
People they're not gonna work for it. Maybe put a coupon code in too somewhere.
Yeah, we've did a grand opening sale because we're gonna be at a different location. So we'll be holding classes on the other side of town. So we have that gun store putting that out for us as well as us. And I think it's like a 25 off or something like that. So to try to like encourage people to book.
Good. Okay. What about Jim? Jim, how are we doing?
Um, Doing okay. Just working through some things as far as um, I guess next steps. I thought I had a pretty good name, but I was doing some research and I found too many here in Arizona that were very similar to mine. So I'm going to kind of get back to the drawing board on that. Um, I've got a possible location for a training class at a whole small training room that won't cost me anything, and it's fairly convenient and hold 8 to 10 people. So it's a good start. It's a good start. At least until I can outgrow that. The gun store I work at, I just haven't nailed down any specifics with him yet. I have to overcome. I think I mentioned the last time he's wants me to do it like on a Sunday. It's like I'm not gonna. That's a hard stop for me to do something like that on Sunday. Um, but I really haven't circled back with him on that as well. And I guess I've been thinking about the difference if I need to form an LLC or just a individual proprietorship. The advantages of each, the pros and cons. I don't know what do most people do? Did they do LLCs or?
So that's a great question. If you take our free training, it goes into this pretty extensively, but the basic is if you're teaching 2 students a month, I would just be a sole proprietor until you started making a significant amount of money to reinvest to pay for your LLC. Now, if you know how to do an LLC and it doesn't, your state's easy to do, go ahead and do it. But I would just start with a sole proprietor and just grow into a good LLC.
Okay. And what do people, most instructors do as far as a website? What platform?
I use Instructor's Dash.
They what? Instructor? That's the website?
Okay, so I own a platform called Instructor's Dash, which is a booking platform for firearm instructors. Hold on, I can put that in. So we're kind of like Eventbrite, but we don't charge per transaction like a lot of these companies do. It's a flat fee every month, and you don't have to have a website. Like it allows you to grow. So it'll put you in business in a half hour. And then as your business grow, you go to an LLC, then you can go ahead and spend money on a website, because I don't want people to dump all this money into a website and setting up a business. And then a year from now, you're like, I'm not really interested in this. And then, you waste all that time and energy. So I do use I use personally, Instructor's Dash. A lot of our team uses it. A lot of our guys on the platform here who come to my training use it. It's pretty simple. So it's instructorsdash.com.
Okay.
And it's 14 days for free if you like it. If you don't, it's okay. And they'll help you set it up. You don't have to be super techie.
Okay. All righty. Sounds good. And can you personalize that to your company, your business, your everything?
Okay.
You can post
Yeah.
pictures and schedule events and
So it is for events. You can put a button on there for your photos to be redirected to, wherever your photos are stored, a Google page or Google page or whatever it is. It is customizable and you'll get your own URL. So once that URL, it'll be like your website, essentially. What was the name of your business?
It was going to be in the order of practical pistol training. I wanted something just
That sounds great.
basic, simple, not tactical or anything of that nature.
Yeah.
Because I want to attract the first time gun owner or new gun owner or whatever. But it seems to be there's an Arizona practical pistol training and a couple others that had that in there.
Yeah.
And I wasn't sure if I wanted to keep that because I want to be able to pop up individually.
Yeah. I wouldn't. People use the words live fire all the time in their ads locally here, which I don't know helps me or hurts me. I haven't figured it out yet. So when they put the words live fire in their ad, I get a lot of calls like, when's my appointment? Or I took your class on Monday. And I'm like, well, I didn't have a class on Monday. So yeah, you want to be, Yeah, don't use practical pistol then, even though I really like it. If it's already Arizona practical pistol, then I would not do that.
Yeah, that was, I just started looking at that as like, no.
There are a lot of other words for, new shooters or basic or fundamentals.
Yeah, I was gonna kind of do like a word, like a thesaurus or something, just kind of do some other words for practical.
Sure. I would also
Um,
I would start on GoDaddy and start playing. I would start there and start typing stuff in and see what's available, because you want a .com, like practicalpistol.com, which is probably not available. It might be practical pistols. Arizona.com might be available, but like you said, it's already close to whoever. Do you have a county?
Yes,
What's the name of your county?
Pima.
No, that's not.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, keep thinking. Start a GoDaddy and just start typing stuff in. And they'll kind of do, I think they have AI now in there that will kind of give you suggestions as you move down. And it'll start throwing stuff at you.
Okay.
If I think of something genius, I'll get back to you.
Okay.
All
All
right.
right. So yeah, and I've got people that are, as I talk about it, I've got people that are, oh, I want to do that. I want to do that. It's just, just setting up,
There's
y-
nothing
you
to
know,
do. All you need is a payment. You need
yeah,
insurance, definitely get insurance.
yeah.
Yeah. And then a payment processor, which Instructor Zash does. So you're not dealing with money on the day of the event, or the day of the lesson or the class. You don't want
Okay.
to talk about money then.
Okay.
Everything
So,
is done beforehand.
so instructors dash, is that right?
Yep.
Instructors dash,
Yep.
uh,
Instructor dash DA like dashboard.
uh-huh.
Mhm.
So there's a payment, deal there that I can collect payment from there.
Yep. We
Okay.
use Stripe.
Okay. So how does that work then? What, do people click on the button to enroll?
Yeah, it's a whole checkout system. It's if nobody minds, I'll just show you mine. All right, do you see it?
Yes.
So this is Instructor Stash. So you'll have your own page just like this. It has who you are, your contact information, and then all your courses.
Okay.
Super simple. We do have a blog now for SEOs, but we'll talk about that later. You click on the class you want, photo, and then all the information, and register.
Okay.
Super simple. That's it. And then you check out. The less clicks, the better.
That makes sense. Yeah. Okay. And
That's
then
it. And then you can
does it go into a, uh, like if they enter a credit card, whatever, does that go into a business account that I create?
it'll go into any account you put on there.
Okay.
Yeah, once you sign up, it'll ask you to sign up with Stripe like right away. Because if you don't sign up with Stripe, it's not going to work because there's nowhere for transactions to go, and I don't want your money. Right? Go in your bank account. So, and then once you grow and get a website, you can put this inside your website, so you're not starting over.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah,
Okay. All right. And how much is Instructors Dash?
it's $49 a month for the
Okay.
first year.
Uh-huh.
All right,
Okay. Cool.
Chris.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah,
you.
my pleasure. Chris, how are you guys? Where's my
Doing
girl?
good. We're working on the insurance portion of it. One of the things that I wanted to ask, I know our last class,
This is Lauren.
we were talking about ADA.
Yep.
Who in particular should we contact there at the NRA about that?
It's
Dr. what was it?
it's Dr. Joe. Um, it's called adaptive shooting. I don't know
Okay.
why I can't remember that. Adaptive shooting. And then you go adaptiveshooting.nra.org.
Okay.
Okay.
And Dr. Joe runs the program. It's great. He's great.
I know one of the things that we were talking actually with Darby's stepfather yesterday is that he would like to take a class, but because he has some disabilities,
Mhm.
we weren't really sure how to go about approaching that.
Okay. What can he do? Can
He has tremors from time to time.
well, that's nothing.
So I think that's his biggest thing, but he also has it's called drop foot, so he has to walk with a cane. So he's just more trying to figure out, I guess, what he can and can't do and how he would be able to yes, I'm blurry. I know, it's okay.
It's okay. I know you're beautiful.
Just trying to figure out how to adapt things for him.
So super simple. Start him bench rest. And really what he's saying is he's nervous.
Well, he was a Marine, but he's now he's got I think that finally came through like a 70% disability or something like that through the VA.
That's my story. I'm like hoping for my husband to retire next month.
So he's got a lot of military training, but it's been
a very long
a
time.
very, very long time since he
Okay.
has even handled anything.
That's okay. Start him in the classroom and then bench him. Let him
Okay.
sit the first time. And after he shoots 20, 30 rounds, whatever, hey, you want to stand up? He's going to say yes or no.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think all of those, I thought you were going to tell me he's missing 8 fingers or.
No, he's got it's more physical limitations as far as walking and tremors and
All
I
that's
think he has a
easy.
nerve stimulator and
Nah, all that stuff is overcomeable. So the only thing with somebody with tremors, if you teach them a true, like the NRA isosceles, when they're straight, right?
Okay.
If you do that with someone with tremors, their tremor gets worse because everything's locked up and tight. So when I teach somebody with like real tremors, so you're here and then just break that isosceles so that everything relaxes, like all their arms and you'll see the tremor go from this to which is way more manageable. And here's the secret with people with tremors, do not put X marks the spot targets. You ever see the Smurf targets we have at the range? See if I can get this.
the ones with the big blue
Mm-hmm.
silhouette.
Yeah. Oh, here it is. I got it. Found it fast. I'm on a roll today. All right, see this one here?
Okay.
See how it has I start all my newbies on this target because there's no X marks the spot. This inside ring, if they get it anywhere in there, they're happy. But as soon as you put an X on there and they're 1/4 of an inch from it, then they're That's it. They're done. They failed. So I would start on something like on like this. No X's, no dots, no nothing. Just hit the inside blue. And if they go anywhere in here, it's great.
Okay.
Okay. I'm sure your mother would feel a lot better about that too.
Yes, my mother is extremely nervous about.
She should come too. They should do it together.
And that's exactly what I said to her yesterday as well.
Yeah.
You can come along too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I know my niece and her fiance, he is very like he's chomping at the bit to take a class, and she's like, but I'm really nervous. It's like, just come. If
Yeah.
you don't like it, it's not for you, then it is what it is. But at least so you know, if there's one in the house, you know at least what to do.
Yeah, I just start them on 22s,
Mm,
right? A nice large frame 22 and little pew pew, and then on a reasonably quiet range. Like I had class on Saturday, and I had 4 people from San Francisco.
wow.
Wow.
I'm like, right? And we get out to the range, and on one side of us is an AR, and on the other side of us is a shotgun. I'm like, come on, God, like, give me a break here.
So completely different than 6:30.
They left happy, they're smiling, but you know, there's challenges like, why do they need that weapon of war?
Right.
I'm like, it's the same size as what you're shooting, technically.
Yeah.
They're like, what? I was like, well, it's still a 22 diameter, whatever. But so right away, the guy from so it was the dad, a daughter's BFF, and then the daughter's best friend's boyfriend or whatever. And the dad was like, I'm on my third slide and talking about why people own guns, right? And it's on the list is like the Second Amendment or your constitutional right. And he's like, do people come in and challenge that to what it really means? It's like, I've been here 5 minutes. I'm like, no, I send them home. And then he was kind of pouty for like 20 minutes, and then he got like in the game, and all 4 of them left like high-fiving and smiling. But it's very normal. Nervous people it's very normal.
Okay.
Just go do it. This month, go do 1 class, 1 lesson. Just get the ball rolling. No more looking cute. Let's go.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. Who else we got? Mr. Jack. Hi, Jack.
Hey, how's it going? I've missed a few of them, but luckily you record it, so when I get a free time, I go back and listen to it. So I'm getting ready to do our state enhanced course, which is a little bit more detailed than what we call our basic. And so coming up in November, so I'm excited about that. Of course, we're having a big change. Well, the state got together, state police and game and fish, and they've been studying for over a year, and they're making changes to our gun laws and et cetera, and going to put it before the legislature in September. So they're going to try the two, instead of having basic and an enhanced, they're going to combine the two, which is good, you know, but so we've got some changes down the pike.
But it's good changes.
I think it's good. I think that a lot of the material in the enhance can be engraved and put it in the basic, and basically, you know, so
Mm-hmm.
let's see how I kind of put this.
Mm-hmm.
It was, I felt, was a money making thing for the state, the enhance. You know, here you have to go and take the basic, spend your money on that, then turn around and spend your money on the enhance. So you got to pay us twice. You know, so yeah. And
You
it
pay the
has been
state?
you pay the states, yeah. Of course, you have to pay me too, but yeah, you have to pay the state.
What
You
state
know,
is that?
Arkansas.
Oh, Arkansas, come on, man, get your
Yes.
game together.
I agree. I
But
agree.
2 classes, this is too much. Darling, do you
I
need
agree.
something? Okay. All right. Okay, give me a half hour. My child's begging for food. Mhm.
Poor thing.
I know,
Just
right? You gotta
feeding
feed
for-
him. She wants to say hello. She's an NRA instructor apprentice. She went through our program last year. She doesn't like to come to work with me. Only when she's broke.
Only when she's broke.
Yeah. Right.
Smart woman. Teaching her correct, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Make that money.
Make that money.
But I'm excited, and I'm looking forward to the enhance. I haven't put that many on because a lot of people don't want to spend the extra money. And so, but it's 8 hours, 6 hours classroom, 2 hours of live fire. And they have to, with the basic, there is no qualification
Yeah.
requirements. It's up to the instructor. If you want to shoot 50, you want to shoot 10, you want to shoot 100. Where with the enhance, they have a 50 round minimum. And you have to score 80% on it. And it's a 3, 5, and 15 yards. So, which I think they should have done that for the basic, but they didn't ask me. So, and a lot
You
of
know, I
times
wouldn't, none of my students would pass if I made them shoot at 15 yards on basic.
I know.
They wouldn't do
Well,
that.
it's fashion after the police, the law enforcement courses, basically is what it was fashioned after. Because that's what I had to shoot when I was a police officer. We used to, years ago, we used to use 25 yards.
Mhm.
And then they were having a hard time qualifying officers. So the state in their wisdom say, oh, you don't have to do 25. The max is 15. So everybody went to 15 yards, the max.
Okay,
So
awesome.
anyway, a little bit of history there on.
Thank
And
you.
back then, 25 yards, we was shooting with revolvers. Before anyway. And then when they went to automatics, they went to 15 yards. Anyway. So, but I'm enjoying the night, and I'm looking forward to sit here and listen and learn some more from your great wisdom.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. All right. Who went through the NRA portal in the last 2 weeks and kind of went through it? Anybody do that? I know we spent a good 40 minutes on that, walking you through some things. Did you figure it out now? What do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything looks pretty good. I wasn't sure how much materials to get, and I didn't want to overload because we haven't done an NRA class yet. I was thinking about doing a basics, and then holding that at the new gun store. Hopefully, and kind of give a little bit of a draw for our concealed class, because in this state we have to have an 8-hour concealed class, and since I already have it built and ready to go, I'd rather do that than
Okay.
run the
Okay.
NRA course, because I'm not as comfortable with the NRA course. I've never taught it.
Okay. So
Yeah.
in your 8-hour course, are you learning to carry or draw?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What if the person's brand new, they've never shot before?
What do you mean?
Okay, I guess so when I teach somebody to draw,
Mhm.
they already have to be, minimally proficient, right? Can you keep your finger off trigger? You understand side alignment picture, basic safety rules.
Yeah.
Do you teach the draw right out the gate to new people, or do you make them do some prerequisite or something?
So, as part of the concealed class, what we'll do is we'll do a laser dry fire, and then we'll do just they won't draw and fire because we can't do that at the range. So
Okay.
they're pretty much just stationary,
Okay.
poking holes at that point. So
Okay. I think that's fine. I think you can teach the NRA basics and then resell the class to your
Okay.
current students
Mhm.
that go through the basic, because that has to have live fire in it.
Mhm.
And then you can move them along, because that's essentially what I do. But our state, I don't have at this time, we don't have a time requirement or a round count. It just has to be in-person safety course.
Yeah.
And nobody knows what that means. Like
Mm.
there's no definition of it, essentially. So I'll take that any day over a mandatory 8 or 16 hours like some of our crazy states have. Okay, what questions you guys got for me today? Why I set this up real quick. All right, so like I was saying before, I think some of you got in here, I went to Cabela's and taught, and then I rushed home to teach here. I want to talk a little bit about partnering with outside sources, especially like VFWs. I've had many people tell me they have really great success with partnering with VFW and other lodges, that most of the guys in there are already pro gun, and they're looking for things to do and training and to keep their skill up. So I would get together with your local chapters and see if you can strike a deal with them, maybe even do a refresher course for them, because you don't want to say, like, these guys already been in the military, so you don't say like a basic fundamentals class. They're not going to be interested in it. But if you call it like a refresher pistol course or something, I think you can pull a pretty good audience from that. I think that community in general is neglected. I think that's a good source to, and I would kind of go in person if you can to meet these people. The guys that run the lodges are, they're 65 plus. I don't want to call them old school, but they're old school. They like handshakes and faces, not emails, right? So for a draw for you, especially my guys in Maryland, that they have to have, it's like in Virginia, you can use your DD 214 and you don't have to have a class. They just go and take their paperwork with them. Now, I don't believe that's the same in Maryland, right? No? Yeah. So I would one, check with your state, see what your state requirements are. If your DD 214 or current military, is exemption for a class, some states is, I would go and partner with them. And if you want to get into like youth training, I would start contacting some of these Boy Scouts too, because you can charge like a low rate and have 50 kids come in, and they can do their merit badge. You can train their parents. I would go be an NRA chief RSO instructor. I would go get that cert, and then you can teach their parents to be RSOs, because there has to be so many parents versus so many kids to RSO. So right there is like a whole revenue thing. They don't have a lot of cash flow. I mean, a lot of money to spend on training. So if you work something out with them, like, that is a really good resource. And these people are it's just a really great place to like start getting your name out in your community, because if they're going to take their 12-year-old kid takes a rifle class from you, then like that's a whole door open to their whole family, especially when it comes to their permit. And make sure you advertise accordingly to that market, that if you teach a basic class, that you're touching all the parents that are there, giving your card out saying hi, and letting them know the other things that you offer, such as basic pistol courses and permits for your state. There's one other, there's VFW. What's the other one? With the Shriners. That's it. I would call your local Shriners office as well. Is there a Lions Club? I
There is
think that's
lines,
it.
yeah.
Yeah, I would contact all of them and start getting into some of these organizations. And a lot of things is they want their buildings to have life in them. So they might even want you to come there and teach in their building.
I'm a member of the Lions Club
Oh, yay.
locally, and a lot of them rent out that hall as part of their, revenue service.
Mhm.
So we've done stop the bleed classes there, um, ask an attorney classes there. So if anybody like partnered with US Law Shield, they do those for free.
Mhm.
So it's another good way, like Lisa did, the Arm the Women class. It's free for those women, but it's a good like funnel to get some names, numbers, and stuff like that. It's the same thing with US Law Shield. Uh, if you haven't reached out to them yet, they're like the best thing that I've found for the client as well as us. So
So does US Law Shield help you bring in clientele? Do they advertise for you?
they don't specifically advertise for you, but putting on those, they'll pay for the room, they'll pay for the expert because I don't teach a stop the bleed class. They bring in a combat medic, they bring in an EMT, they bring in their attorneys for the attorney class. But it also benefited the Lions Club because they got their $200 for renting it out for, the whole day, but essentially they need it for like 2 or 3 hours.
Mhm.
So, and I mean, in turn, they're at every single one of my classes, so they're kind of a part of trusted training. But I mean, if I got one person there, they show up, so it's pretty cool.
Okay, that's awesome. I have one more thing for you. Let me grab my.
Lisa?
Yeah,
Hi, sorry.
no, go ahead. I'm set. Good.
I have
You're
this
good.
tap to speak button here. Hey, this is Jim. Hey, I was wondering, on the VFW, you said partnership offering a refresher course, but refresher course of in what regards?
Really, whatever you want, pistol, rifle, shotgun.
Just
It's what
helping them remember how to shoot pistols or something?
essentially, yeah.
Okay.
Because a lot of them are really familiar with rifles, but a lot of them are not familiar with pistols. So if you tell them you're going to call it whatever you want, right? You can call it a pistol refresher course. Um, and it's just a way to get them in. Everybody has a good time. And
Mhm.
that your business grows and
Would you charge them or?
yeah,
Yeah.
I would.
Yeah.
I would absolutely. Have you signed up for our free online training, Jim?
I thought that's what I was doing.
Oh, so we have, yeah. So we have Bullseye Business Blueprint, which is also free. Let me get that.
How do I do that? Bullseye business planning
Blueprint.
blueprint.
Yeah, Bullseye Business Blueprint. It's free. It'll walk you through your basic setup stuff.
Okay.
And this has where LLC, S Corp, sole proprietor is in there. And again, it's all this is free.
Okay.
I think it's like 2.5 hours, maybe 3 hours long.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Cool. Okay. I'll look into that.
Yep.
Yeah. Awesome.
All right.
Okay.
Our last thing I just want to talk about is partnering with like a tactical group. like I've kind of partnered with Green Ops. They're in Virginia and Texas. So I refer all of my stuff I don't teach, like tactical stuff, like clearing rooms, tactical AR, shooting out of cars, things like that. I refer to them, and then they refer all their people who aren't qualified to take that, then they send that to me. So on live fire. So on my website here, I have people I partner with. So like these guys here. So they throw me on their website, I'm on their website, and then I leave links here. So it's just another way to grow and partner in the business. Like I don't teach this stuff, right? They went out of business last week. I had to take them down. But so that's another way to refer business back and forth, because a lot of these guys don't like or enjoy teaching the basics and the entry level stuff. So what I would do, I would start on their website and see what they are teaching and are not teaching. So if they are not teaching red dot or fundamentals, things like that, I would call them and see if you can partner. And you know, it's a win-win for everybody. It doesn't cost any money. Put a shout out on your website. And in my thank you emails, I have a standardized thank you email that I use. I put their contact information in there. Let's see if I can find it. So every time I send out an email to people that come to my class, I refer them for like AR, things like that. So make sure like your follow-up emails with your students have calls of action to them, essentially. Sign up for a one-on-one. Please give me a review. I sell ammo at a discounted price. So every time, because I don't give them certificates in the classroom because I just don't have a printer and stuff there. So they're going to open the email. They have to open the email because they want their certificate at the bottom of it. So they are 100% guaranteed to read that information. So make sure your follow-up email after class, thanks for coming, please give me a Google review, and put the links in them, right? Don't say, give me a Google review, and then they have to go spend 20 minutes looking for it. So remember, make stuff easy for people. Google review, click here for a private lesson to sign up. Remember, private lessons are fun and easy money. Like it really doesn't cost you anything. It's 100% profit because they're going to pay for range time and ammo. I mean, I guess you have to bring targets. I bring targets and I bring my firearms and I don't charge them to use my firearms. So, and then I found, I had to have a quick print, for a gun store I was partnering with this month. They were doing, I think I told you this, they were doing a giveaway. So I had to have something like the next day, and I went to Walgreens to do a very quick printout, and it came out really, really nice. I was like really surprised how nice it did come out because it's Walgreens, right? But their in-house print was actually really great. I made this in like 5 minutes. So it was backed as a backer, so it's thick, stands up. So if you guys need something fast for an event, that's the way to go. I think it was a little bit bigger than I don't know, 11 by 17. It was like one size up from that, and it was like $15. So if you guys need something quick for a gun show or a church event or something, that's where to go and do that. So partner up, make phone calls, call people. Like we're starting our affiliate program in Instructor Stash. Do you guys know what an affiliate program is? Affiliate program is, you ever watch like your favorite YouTuber or whatever, and they're like, type in code Lisa20 for like 20% off your purchase, like something they like. That's called an affiliate program. So Instructor Stash is starting their affiliate program just to grow our business, right? So we're going to start getting on the phone and finding people to partner with. And that's really uncomfortable because I'm going to me and my team are just going to start calling influencers and people who run all these other events to endorse our product. And of course they get paid very well for that. But the point of this is to pick up the phone. What are you going to do? Say no? I'll tell you no. No, right? But somebody's going to say yes. And you got to be tough because you're going to get no's and people might hang up on you and whatever. But the point is you have to grow your business. It takes time and energy and partnerships and partnering with other ranges and gun stores and other businesses. And if you're the small fish, you know, it has to be worth their while. So really think about how you can bring value to these people, like on your YouTube page, on your Facebook page, your TikTok, Instagram, like, hey, check out our friends Green Ops in Northern Virginia, right? Everybody wins. That's free. All this stuff is free. Most of the time, partnering doesn't cost anything except probably time. So pick up the phone this week, call the VFWs, call the Lions Clubs, call, high school Boy Scouts, and see who you can start building relationships with. And sometimes you're going to do it for free. Like I go to Cabela's for free. I sow time to reap new clients. I go there and teach so I can put my information on their gun counter, which they sell, I don't know, 40 guns a day. All those people are going to need permits. So pick up the phone. If you don't have a phone number, go to Google Voice and get one. Again, they're free. I have one phone. All my calls come to one phone. You don't need to buy anything. And that's all I got, guys. Any questions? Okay. All right, Jim, I need you to go to Google or GoDaddy and start plugging in some ideas. Keep it short and keep it short.
Yeah, will do.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And I've already got a couple partnership things lined up. It's just FYI, just things, people that I can already put on my website with links and stuff like that. I just got to do it. So, yeah. So cool.
Great. Anybody else?
Thank you.
Yeah. Chris and Darby, do you have some things you can think of?
Definitely, we have VFW,
Mhm.
the Lions Club. I know. I actually, I have one of my good friends is one of the presidents of one of the local car clubs,
Oh, that's a great one.
which I'm going to reach out to them and because I know they have a lot of big charity events. There's and they're all over the place during spring and summer. So I think that that's one of the biggest people that I'm going to reach out to and see if I can use it.
Yeah, and I give away a handful of classes a year for like auctions and stuff for people who are raising, money for whatever their nonprofit is. And I make a big sign, stick it right on the table, what the value of the auction is. So I'll give 2 tickets away. They're $165 a piece, right? And again, that and I put a QR code on it so people can snap it and or auction for that event. Teaching 2 people is nothing to me. I teach twice a week, so throwing 2 people in a class, that's easy. But again, it's just getting, how much can you get your name out there? How many partners can you get? How much, and just pick up the phone and keep going.
Yeah.
That's all I got, guys. Everybody's good? Okay. That's it.
Very good. Thank you very much.
I will see you next week. Next week, we'll go to 7:30 to 8:30, and then I'm gonna go probably from 8:30 to 9:30. We're gonna switch and do, I know some people want some training on Instructor's Dash, so we'll probably stay from 8:30 to 9:30 and do live training so people who are on Instructor's Dash can build their platform a little bit better. So if you're already a user on Instructor's Dash, just plan to stay. I don't know if it'll last a whole hour, last 20 minutes or whatever, but we'll go from 8:30 and on to walk through people with that. Okay, that's all I got, guys. I'll see you next week. Apparently my kid's hungry, so I'm gonna go feed her. Okay, guys, I'll talk to you later.